And money is the fruit that they speak. So tell me whose face do they see? Repeat, take offense, judge by the fruit from the tree. But if the fruit tastes like the streets, and money is the fruit that they seek.
Welcome back, DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your source for faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. And listen, it's time for our spiritual detox. And, they be talking that trash, talking about nothing good come out of East Cleveland. But, not only am I a living witness, it's a lot of good brothers and sisters that took what they had and made some good choices in life. And, we're able to do some powerful things. And I would argue this young man, he's a producer, he's a songwriter, he does it all. A lot of times everybody's talking about what his big bro does, but I really want to highlight him today. So listen, without further ado, let me help me welcome in the super talented Jayshawn Champion. What's going on?
What's happening, family? I appreciate you having me today, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't say that lightly, man. Like I say, I've been watching you move. You got 20 plus years, man. No, seriously, like I don't think people really know. Like
25,
you've been behind the
25 plus
of doing producing,
yes,
of writing songs, and I'm talking about hits.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and say a few of them.
God has blessed me to write hits for Genuine, Joe, Faith Evans, Fred Hammond, Drew Hill, Tony Braxton. I wrote a song for a duet for, at the time, with two of R&B's giants. One was Usher, and the other one was another young man named Robert Sylvester Kelly. And it was a song called Same Girl. That was the biggest song that I've written to date. Mm-hmm. But since then, God has blessed me to be able to write for a lot of other independent artists. Last year, I had a hit that SiriusXM was playing like crazy. Fell in Love, an artist out of Kansas City, Missouri, named Lavelle. It was featuring Anthony Hamilton, and just a whole bunch, man. Just a whole bunch over almost 25 plus years. I've been writing records since we were in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, and didn't know that was what God was making happen for me. I had no clue. I thought I wanted to be an artist.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wanted to follow behind Big Bro.
Right.
Listen, so before we talk about the artistry, let's talk, because you brought about your faith. Speak a little bit to your faith journey, your faith story, for those who may not know about how strong that is.
Well, man, listen, like most of us that grew up in church, I was taught everything I was supposed to know about Jesus and him dying for us and all that, but I didn't gain a real relationship with him until I got grown in my 20s, and I needed him, and he showed out. And so ever since he showed out in my life, I said, okay, yeah, this thing is real. He and I, we got our bumps and bruises along the way, but he keeps showing me every day, man, I'm here, and I love him.
So with your songwriting, and you starting off, like you say, started off when you was in high school, you started, doing the songwriting and producing. Mm-hmm. Talk about, where you saw your faith in the middle of that, and not being stuck in a box and saying, I can only do faith-based music.
Well, honestly, dude, when you are, how can I say this? You can't have too much dead silence on radio. My mother and my grandmother, they really just wanted me to do gospel. But it was my grandfather, who was a Baptist preacher, that said to me, you can be saved over here and you can be saved over there too. You can do the same thing without doing the same things that they do. You be different from them, but you do your job. So basically, when I'm writing the R&B, when I'm writing pop records, it is my job. That is my career, and you move differently. You can't do what everybody else do. I'm not gonna take what you taking. I'm not gonna talk how you talking, but I'm gonna do my job. So that's basically how that is. And somebody will come to you and say, "Hey, Jayshawn Champion, he a little different. Like, don't do that around him. He don't do that." And I've gotten that before. I've gotten that kind of respect before. So God to be praised.
Yeah, that's good. So talk about it, man. Let's be very clear.
What's happening?
You grew up in a different household because, your brother was a star early. Let's be very clear. No. I don't know what that feeling is like to grow up in a household where your big bro is a star.
Yeah.
Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
Men at Large is one.
Sir.
They're iconic stars for us. We talk about usually it's a few groups you're gonna say here in Cleveland, Ohio. Usually it's gonna be Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Definitely.
The next thing you probably gonna say is gonna be Men at Large.
Can't forget about about the Rude Boys?
Well, so I'm listen, shouts out to everybody, Rude Boys. But I would argue that Men at Large kind of was like,
yeah, I feel. No, I understand what you're saying.
I know they under the same camp.
I understand what you're saying, but it was Men at Large was definitely an image that you would never forget. I understand exactly what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
When Men at Large was at the height of their 15 minutes of fame,
yes,
they were huge. Like literally and figuratively. Like they were there. Definitely. I just think that at the time they didn't capitalize like they should have, as far as, you know, what the industry wanted them to be like. Well, I'll say this. They didn't get out enough.
Okay.
Like these days, you see people going here, going there, going to this party, that party. They didn't get out enough. They should have spread their wings a little bit more than just going to do shows or whatnot. I remember Dave was just talking to me a couple weeks ago. He was like, man, I used to tell Gerald and them, hey, man, let's go out to this party in L.A. It's an industry party. Let's go to these Grammys parties. Like while we're at the height of our situations. But nobody was thinking about that because we was cool here. We was big. We home. We stars. I loved when I was 14, 15 years old, and my brother had a 94 Blazer. I'll never forget this. A 94 black Blazer. And when he would come pick me up from school, that was the coldest in the world. Because I was standing out
everybody
there.
Knew.
And everybody like, yo, that's Men at Large. That's his brother. He wasn't lying. Like all that kind of stuff. So that kind of made me popular in school. And then when I started singing, that helped even more. So it was pretty cool.
Talk about that too as well. Just being able to be around the legendary, iconic, rest in peace, Gerald Levert. That whole camp, because that was different.
Listen, Gerald, he was incredible. Like there's as an artist, Gerald Levert live, you would want to, if you're an artist, if you're a singer, performer, you would really want to study Gerald Levert because Gerald Levert gave it to you. He gave you everything on that stage. He didn't leave anything on there. Going to see Gerald live would literally mortify me. He was incredible. Great songwriter. And I learned a lot from him. And I didn't get a lot of work with him. One time I was working in Atlanta at Evander Holyfield's studio, and Gerald was in town. And I called him. I was like, G, come to the studio and let me write a record. He said, all right, cool, come get me. Went and got him, brought him back to the studio, and he and I and Lil Ronnie, who I did the Same Girl record with, we did a song for him years ago, man, called Good Looking Out. So it's a record we never released, but it was dope. I told Gerald, I said, G, I don't need none of that pretty stuff. I'm going to need you to give me old Gerald, Private Line Gerald. And he did, man. It was a dope record. Rest in peace, G.
Absolutely. So let's talk about it. I can talk this with you because we are blessed to be a part of music history because it's in our city.
Most definitely.
We are right here in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
In the SiriusXM studios. Talk about what 50 years of hip hop means to you.
50 years of hip hop.
Talk about it.
Bruh, let me tell you, I fell in love with hip hop in 1992. I will never forget it. It was Scenario by Tribe Called Quest. Yeah. That's when hip hop pulled me in. I was like, yo, at first I wasn't liking it because I was the kid. I was listening to Take 6 at 8 years old. I was listening to their first album. I didn't know that God was shaping me into this songwriter, arranger, producer when I got of age, but I was listening to that stuff like, and other kids was listening to NWA and Too Short, but I didn't like that because it was too dirty. I was such a church boy. But when I heard Scenario and then I heard We Got the Jazz, I was like, yo. And then West Coast came with Snoop. Mm-hmm. I was done. No, it was Dr. Dre's first album. I will not call the name, but I fell deeper in love with that album because I was like, yo, hip hop is it. And I have been in love with hip hop ever since, man. It has shaped me to be 100. MCs are the best songwriters in the world. Wow. Period. Eminem is bar none the best lyricist I've ever heard in my life. The best rapper, I should say, because of the way he rhythmically uses words and puts words together. It is unfathomable. He's incredible. I love J. Cole, another one. That kid, grown man, is remarkable. Kendrick Lamar, in this day and age, never seen nobody perform like him in my life. I was blown away. When I heard Good Kid, Mad City, I told the cats at the barbershop, I said, Kendrick Lamar's going to go down as one of the best MCs of all time. They're like, man, it's too soon. I said, you're crazy. When I saw him live, I said, I was right. In 95, when Eminem first dropped with, hi, my name is, I said, this white boy, Lord forgive me, this white man is about to be one of the best, and he's going to go down. He's going to be here for years. We was in high school. They were like, yeah, whatever, Jay. He cool. No, he's going to be here, and he's here. Well, now we can just go to Shade 45. You know? So hip hop means a lot to me, man. I listen to hip hop often. What Nas is doing right now is incredible. 50-year-old man killing them. This lets you know all you got to do is do it the right way, and don't be corny with it. Don't be trying to be what these kids are. Do you? But just stay on top of your craft. LL did a freestyle the other day that I just posted on my Facebook. Like, yo, L is really still dope, killing. So 50 years of hip hop, man. We could talk hip hop all day, all day long, man. That's what it means. I'm 43. Hip hop has been here. Is 7 years older than me, so it's been a part of my life, and it rules the world right now. Period. Like, period, point blank. You can't go nowhere in the world and hip hop is not there.
No, I agree. What's your take on, you've had more artists from the mainstream, Justin Bieber. Of course, we know what Kanye West did with Sunday Service, make more faith-based hip hop. What's your take on that? And where you think we're at? Are you familiar with any Christian hip hop artists?
You know what's crazy? My barber, shout to Dave Banks. My barber, he plays some Christian hip hop, and I was like, yo. Right now, it is like ridiculously on another. It's the same level as the mainstream hip hop. I'm like, yo, these kids is making some incredible music. I don't know the names of the kids,
right?
But the Lecrae movement,
yes, Reach Records,
yeah, the whole Lecrae movement. He done shifted the whole gambit. Like, yeah, let's go. I'm with it. I just don't know the artists' names, but yeah, it's dope.
Would you ever produce some faith-based artists,
Definitely.
especially Christian hip hop artists?
Easy.
Okay.
Easy. I just did something with Doobie Powell. His artist, his name is Tubi.
Okay.
So he sent me a track and was like, yo, Jay, I need you to, yeah, Jay, man, he talked real soft on the phone. Low, I won't say soft, whatever. Hey, yeah, Jay, man, how you doing, man? Listen, I need you to write this hook for my artist. And I sent it back to him. He loved it. They put it out, like maybe in June. I think they put it out. A nice record called Better Than. Yeah.
So for somebody who's inspiring to do what you do, give them some tips on how to be a successful songwriter.
The first thing I would tell anybody starting out is go and study why. Why is this song a hit? Why did they choose these words? Why didn't they rhyme here? Why did this melody fit here? Right? Songwriting and producing is as much as it is a feel, it is also a science. Okay? So you have to understand why these things happen. I am still a student to this day. That is my biggest piece of advice to songwriters. Be good, be a great person, no matter what. I don't care how cold you are. I don't care how gifted you are. Be a good person, move with integrity, and know your business. Know your business backwards and forwards. That was a mistake I made earlier in my career, not knowing my business. Had I known my business earlier in my career, I would be a lot further than where I am right now. Know your business. Don't just sign anything because they're giving you a couple dollars. Don't do that. No. Understand, see what you're signing. Take it to a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer. Because lawyer, you can't just take it to a lawyer. I do real estate. Can you look this over for me? No, they could break it down to you, because basically the lingo is all the same that they use, the wherewithals and the fortitudes and all that.
Right.
But take it to an entertainment lawyer so they could best tell you how to move in this industry we call music.
What's some struggles with working with artists? I mean, come on. I know you're a producer. You in the lab. You in the studio with them. Come on, be real. What's some struggles sometimes? Because I know you have to be a leader and you have to be a hard critic sometimes. And I know some of these celebrities that you work with, they think it's all to all. If they do it once, they feel like that's it. But I know you as a producer say, wait a minute, no, maybe add this, take that away. So just talk about some of the struggles.
Sometimes you have some artists who won't challenge themselves, right? And they say, oh man, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Just try it. So I have a lot of tricks. I say, hey, yeah, that was good, man. That was really good, but do it again for me. I think you could do it better. That was dope. And it really wasn't dope, right? All the struggles that I've had to, I won't name this name, but one time me and Joe Little, we had to go to LA and we had to work on an artist who was in a group. He went solo and blew up, right? But he decided to come back to his group and do another album. And we had a song on this album. And he was very superstarish. The rest of the group was cool as a fan, man. You know, humble. What's going on, man? Especially with Joe. This is a group. I'm with Joe Little, the Rude Boys, written all over your face. They were all, but this guy, he had blown up the world, all over the world. So he brought that into the session. And I was trying to produce him, and he had that air about him. I don't know what Joe said. And to this day, he would not tell me. Joe said, cut the mic off. I'm about to go in here and talk to him. I don't know what Joe said, bro. But he was in there on his, he was looking at anime while we're working. And I'm young. I'm like, what, 20, 21 at that time? Joe went in that booth. I don't know what Joe said to him, but it was kind of demonstrative, the body language. And he came out of that booth. It was no problem from that point. So that was maybe one of the worst times for me. But I've really not had that much of a struggle because most of the artists I work with are really, really good. But it's the ones, some have insecurities about what they do. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, you can do this. And it is my job as the producer to bring that out of them. And if they can't do it, I got to find something else that works just as well as what I gave them to make it work on the record. So it still makes them look incredible as well.
Listen, Jayshawn, I appreciate you coming through, rocking with us, man. Tell the people how to connect with you, follow you on all your social media platforms.
On Instagram, the #1 song at a time, all one word, song, SONG at TYME, all one word, ATATYME, one song at a time. Facebook, Jayshawn Champion, JAYSHAWN Champion, just like we are the champions, my friend. Just like that. And you'll find everything else from there, Threads, Twitter, whatever. I don't even be on Threads or TikTok, barely. But yeah, that's how you find me, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I really feel like I've made it, and I'm going to go tell my mama, I was on the Fixx today, Mom. Like DJ right night, focus, the family.
Listen, to God be the glory,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Listen, appreciate you rocking with us, man. Keep doing what you're doing, King. Listen, we got to go to a break. We'll be right back with more. Keep it locked. You're tuned into The Fixx. You know The Fixx is in.
It's the fruit that they speak, so tell me whose face do they see? Repeat, take offense, judge by the fruit from the tree. But if the fruit tastes like the streets, and money is the fruit that they seek, so tell me whose face do they seek? The Fixx is in.